Does it matter how a guitar looks? Does it matter what color or shape it is, or only just how well it plays? Is it just superficial to worry about the looks of your instrument? And most importantly, which color is fastest and why is it red? Just kidding. I'm in the middle of recording some music, some guitar music, and when I was reaching for a guitar, it just came to me, wait a minute. Why reach for the certain guitars I do? Why does anyone reach for a guitar? Do I gravitate towards certain guitars just because of how they look? What would be the benefits of that? So many questions. And the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to make a video talking about it with you guys. Because talking about guitars is fun. Just gotta say before I jump in, I'm not a super guitar virtuoso or anything. I'm doing the casual music thing online. I'm just some guy on the internet who likes guitars, as you can see. And I like talking about them too. I'm also not sponsored by any of the brands shown in this video, okay? So let's talk about why looks might matter. When it comes to your instrument anyway. So the looks of a guitar can definitely inspire you to want to pick it up and play it. And in that sense, the looks of a guitar can be the first step towards you getting better at playing the guitar. Unless playing the guitar is your job, but then you could also argue, wouldn't you want to have a nice office to work in? Seeing a good-looking instrument will probably give you a feeling of wanting to pick it up and play it. I know that works for me anyway. Whenever I do the guitar reviews on this channel, for example, and I write the original song, that's just what came to mind first when I picked up the guitar. And I thought, okay, how can I demonstrate some of the tones that I would use? And then the song basically writes itself. Of course, for my other covers and original music, I'm trying a little harder and thinking more about what I'm writing and playing. But also getting experience writing music. Well, you gotta go and write music, and how do you write music? Sometimes you plan it out, sometimes it's just whatever you feel like. What matters is that you get started and you get started playing. And even if you're just making little songs for fun, the first step is picking up that guitar. So it's gonna have to be an instrument that you're going to want to pick up. You're gonna wanna look at it, and you're gonna wanna be like, wow, okay, I wanna make some noise with this thing. I wanna make some songs. I wanna play some chords. I wanna play some scales, etc. Try out different tones. You could say that if you really want to make music, you'll just pick up any old instrument and you'll do your best to create with that. For me personally, if I'm gonna pick up a guitar or an instrument that I really dislike, it's really gonna weigh on me, and creating anything is gonna be just such a huge struggle. Is it different for you? Let me know down in the comments below. I think just like having a good guitar setup makes you want to keep playing, it will make your life easier. Having a guitar that's easier on the eyes will make it more pleasant to be around, to want to reach over and pick up. Or like having a guitar tone that's good to your ears. Of course, guitar tone is subjective, but generally it stands to reason if you like the sounds you're making with the instrument, you're going to want to keep on making those sounds. Also, having gear you like, plugins you like, amps you like, pedals you like, you're going to feel more motivated to use them. So of course, when making music, you're making the sounds, the look of the instruments, the look of your gear, the plugins on the screen, the amp sitting next to you. That completes the visual aspect of the experience. Of course, guitar could be your escape. Maybe it's not your profession. Maybe it's a fun hobby that you do. And the great thing about that is that you pick the instrument that you want to play. You go out and you buy your guitar. You get to pick what color it is. You get to look over the specs and decide what you want. Of course, there's the case of you're a beginner, maybe someone's giving you a guitar. But in general, if you're going out to purchase an instrument, generally you have a choice, especially in this day and age where there's so many choices available. So you can come home from work, pick up the guitar you like in the color that you like, and make the music you like, make the sounds you like. You can play along to songs you hear on the internet, on streaming services. You can play along to your CDs. You can make your own music. You're building your own world, your own experience. So the notes are the sound. The materials, like the maple fretboard on this guitar, is the feel. And the looks are the sight, what you see. So the music then is just about a full sensory experience. Well, almost. Please don't taste the guitar. And yes, you can even argue that smell is a part of it too. Some people are saying the roasted necks, some of them smell sweet, like caramel or something. The looks of a guitar can also fill a niche too. Does this still matter? Well, it kind of depends. Just like you would dress appropriately for certain occasions, a job interview, a wedding, a fancy party, there will be times where you pick the appropriate guitar for the appropriate kind of presentation, for the appropriate show, live stream, gig, video. So this particular guitar, maybe you'd pick for a hair metal cover band, maybe something else. Obviously, I'm not doing any hair metal. You could, for example, pick up the Hello Kitty guitar to play in a metal band. And while that might be okay, there would always be that comedy element to it. And maybe that's not the particular presentation you're going for with that particular band. Maybe instead you'd pick up, say, a black guitar, pointy, flying V, an X-shape, something like that. Or maybe you're in a country band and you'd want to fit in with that kind of scene, so you'd pick up, say, a Telecaster, for example. I'm not saying Telecasters only do country, okay? I'm not opening that can of worms. They're fantastic, versatile guitars. But the point is, just like you'd create music to sound a certain way, whether you're trying to match a genre or you're trying to match what you're hearing in your head, you would want to craft the visuals of the experience too. You could argue that there are some people who are only releasing music to be heard on streaming services, on CDs, and they never want to either play live or be on videos. And that is true, but that also might be rare. It seems like, and this is totally just anecdotal, but it seems like when you are playing guitar, you are going to want somebody to see it eventually. There's going to be that visual aspect eventually. Someone, maybe it's your friends, maybe they're going to want to see you play. They'll ask you, hey, could you play something? Maybe it's your parents, maybe your relatives. But summarizing the thought, just like a music video has a certain visual aspect to the whole song, the look of the guitar can have a visual aspect to the playing of the guitar part. Now, you can't talk about visuals of playing guitar without mentioning how cool it looks. We talked about the visuals for the audience, of course, but what about the visuals for you, the guitar player? Of course, it's no secret that the guitar is the coolest instrument on the planet. Of course, but it does help knowing you don't look absolutely ridiculous playing it. It can be nerve-wracking to pick up a guitar and go play it in front of people. I know I get pretty nervous and full of adrenaline whenever I would do that. Even playing on the videos, it's like, oh man, don't mess up. But maybe that little boost of confidence knowing you're playing an instrument that you like, that you think looks cool, can help you push through to get to the end. I also think that a guitar looking and to a lesser extent feeling a certain way will motivate you to also play a certain way. For example, on a Super Strat, I feel because they're more balanced, a pretty all-around shape, you could bring it to mostly anything, play many different styles on it. I tend to feel a bit more like playing all-around stuff. I could take it to whatever, I could record whatever, metal, rock, blues, something softer, something more experimental, practice on. With something a bit more extreme like a flying V, I do feel a bit more inclined to play a bit more aggressively. I do feel, and maybe this is me personally, but I do feel less inclined to sit around and practice on it. Not just because you can only sit with it classical or you play standing up or whatever, but because it's such a cool shape. Like, look at this epic thing. Whenever I pick one up, I just want to bring my A game and rip, as well as I can anyway. So, why are looks important? Let's tie it all together. It's no secret that the guitar can be a pretty difficult instrument. You can spend your whole life playing it, and there will always be something new to learn, something new to master. There will always be new guitarists to listen to and draw inspiration from. As music evolves too, the guitar can be applied in new and more creative ways than ever before. The bar for guitar playing too is higher than ever, especially on the internet with all this social media. You see all these amazing guitar players that seem absolutely incredible. So even if you're extremely good at guitar, which I'm not saying I am, but even if you're extremely good at guitar, seeing all these people, sometimes they're even super young kids, just random people you don't know, they go on the internet and they're playing these amazing things way better than you've ever seen or heard before. That can be pretty surreal, almost demotivating. And so having an instrument you like the look of can help overcome that hurdle. Maybe it could be the difference between thinking, oh, these people are so good at guitar, what's even the point? And then you look at your guitar and you just become overcome with a feeling to want to pick up and play this amazing instrument. And then as you're playing it, all those doubts can fade away as you work on playing your favorite song, as you're practicing, as you're writing, whatever it is you like to do on the guitar. And of course, if nice looking things didn't matter, then why would people decorate their homes? Why would people decorate their personal spaces? Why would people want to go on hikes to see wonderful nature? Why would people want to look at fancy cars? So what do I think? I think there's a certain art in functionality, and there's some functionality in art too. A guitar that's built for a purpose with a tasteful color, or maybe something a bit extra, is pretty nice. I find myself gravitating towards solid colors most of the time. I do, of course, have the figured maple. A few of my guitars have that on top. But something simple yet eye-catching really does it for me. Like, of course, a neon color, an interesting pattern, maybe one of my favorite colors. I do, for example, like the black and gold because it is the color of my cat. And of course, you can definitely see all my videos to see which guitars I do gravitate towards for presentation. But anyway, to wrap things up, you can ask the question, why would things like flamed maple, figured maple, interesting colors, why would they sell if the looks of the guitar didn't matter? Why would we be doing this? So to answer the question, what is the fastest color of guitar? It's the color that makes you pick up the guitar and practice enough to get that fast. So there you have it. Did you like the video? What are your thoughts? You know, this is YouTube. I have to say the YouTube things: like, comment, subscribe, share the video, print out every frame and mail it. And as always, peace.